Hey guys, and welcome back to another ArmA 3 video. I've been getting a lot more requests to show some Eden Editor tutorials since I released the how-to guide on the Prairie Fire fire support module. In my most recent community poll, I asked what you guys wanted to see, and of the current 775 votes, 55% of you wanted to see how to make aircraft take off and land on a cycle. The rest of you practically wanted to see all of the above, so I figured, you know what? I'll do just that. Why not make a video on all of them, considering they're very simple to do? So with that out of the way, let's get into the first tip: how to make your AI aircraft take off and land in a cycle. First, place yourself. Then, place an aircraft you want to take off and land with the waypoints you're going to add. Make sure you know the direction of the aircraft taxi on the runway so you can avoid putting any obstacles in their way so the AI don't get stuck and have a panic attack. Now, what you want to do is select your aircraft's group indicator and click on the Waypoints tab on the right. Select the Move Waypoint and put it nearby in the direction the aircraft will take off. This isn't super necessary, but it does make for a more realistic look on takeoff, as does giving the aircraft a little increased flight altitude using this simple script. Again, these aren't super necessary. Next, select the land waypoint and place it over the middle of the airbase you want the aircraft to land at. I would also take this time to set the AI's behavior to careless, so they don't go squirreling off to fight an enemy that comes into its detection range if all you want this aircraft to do is fly around and land. Finally, select the cycle waypoint and place it near the aircraft itself. You'll notice this will connect to the aircraft, completing the circuit of the cycle. Now you simply just load the mission and it's done. Your aircraft will take off and land back at the airbase you told him to. And afterwards, he will taxi all the way to the takeoff ramp and repeat this until he is either killed, ordered by you and Zeus to do something else, or he runs out of fuel. This little waypoint cycle is a fun way to add some life and immersion to your single player missions, especially if they are commercial airliners, making the world feel a little more alive. This works for multiple aircraft in the same group as well. You can also have them land on multiple air bases if you're on a map that allows for it, such as Tanoa, which has 5 different air bases that most aircraft are capable of landing at. To do this, you simply need to tell the aircraft to land at one base, then land at another, then another, until you're happy with their route, and then place the cycle back near the aircraft itself to complete the circuit. This really adds depth and life, as you can time it to where multiple aircraft are coming and going, making the airspace feel alive and the map feel that much more populated. Be careful not to let them run into each other though. The AI will not care who or what is in the way when they go to land, especially when set to careless. For my second tip, I'll show you how to get a gunship loitering so you may use it as close air support for forces below. First, place a V-44 gunship. Next, make yourself either the left or right gunner. In the V-44, the left gunner has access to the 105 howitzer and the 30mm Vulcan, and the right door gunner has access to the 40mm Bofors gun. Once you've selected what seat you're going to take, elevate your aircraft and move it away some distance from the area you plan on attacking. Next, scroll up and select the loiter waypoint and place it over the target area you plan on attacking. Now, by default, the loiter direction is clockwise, meaning that a gunship won't be able to attack any targets because the guns will be pointing the wrong way. To fix this, simply double-click on the loiter waypoint and change the direction to counterclockwise. It's also advised to set the loiter distance and altitude. I like my loiter distance from the target to be about 1200 and my altitude to be about 1000. This is, of course, personal preference. For reference, the typical altitude aircraft fly is 300 meters, which is much too low for a gunship. Now, simply launch the mission and let the carnage ensue. You can use this same tip to accomplish my next tip, which is how to set up and call in aircraft support during a mission. There's two ways to do this. an easy way using a module, and a more involved way using AI in-game and a few waypoints and triggers. The second way is a little more realistic, but not as controllable. We'll start with the easy way. First, place yourself at whatever area you desire. For this instance, I'll place myself at the AOR since I want to see the results of my call for support. Next, place an enemy to destroy. In this case, this poor unescorted convoy will make a delicious snack for our close air support. Scroll to the module section, or hit F5, click on Effects, and select the close air support module. Double click on it and select the type of strike you'd like. In this instance, I'll be using the gun run. Place the module where you want it to impact, in this case directly in the middle of the column for maximum effectiveness. Then go to the Triggers tab and place down a trigger. On this trigger, we want to do a couple things in its attributes. Firstly, we'll want to set the activation type to Radio Alpha. This will be the way we actually call in the strike. Second, name the trigger something cool. How about Steel Rain? That sounds basic enough. Now close the attributes and sync the trigger to the module. It's important to note that the direction the module is facing is the direction of the attack, so be mindful of terrain when doing this so your attack is effective and doesn't go screaming into the side of a mountain. To change direction, simply click the module and hold shift to drag the module direction to the desired direction of the strike. In this case, I want him coming directly down this road so he hits all the targets. Now simply hit play. Once in game, hit 0 to open your comm menu, and then hit radio to open the radio trigger we created. Here you'll see Steel Rain. Go ahead and select it and hit enter to activate. Now just wait for your strike to come in. And there you go. That's the simple way. The not so simple way is to place an aircraft at an airbase you want to operate out of. In this case, I'll place a helicopter with a crew inside. Next, I'll place down a loiter waypoint so they chill for a bit till I need them. Then I'll place a trigger down. On this trigger, I'll make the activation Radio Alpha again as I've deleted my old air support. Don't forget to name it something cool. And I'll even put in a little hint message for myself showing that the trigger has been activated and my CAS is en route. Now I'll right click on the waypoint and select Set Waypoint Activation and sync it to the trigger. Now I'll select the helicopter again and select a Seek and Destroy waypoint in the AOR I'm needing support in. And I'm basically done. All I need to do is play the mission and then call in my air support. I'll go ahead and hop into GCAM to show you the helo is on standby and awaiting my orders. Yep, there he is, ready and able. Now I'll select the radio activation, just like the last time, and call in my boy. I'll hop back into GCAM to show you that he's now spinning up his blades and on his way. Sure enough, here he comes to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And he's all out of bubblegum. And finally, for my last tip, I'll show you how to place mission tasks for you and your group in order so they appear one at a time instead of all at once. What this does is allows you to create a mission in a particular sequence to help your players follow along with the story. First, I'm going to go to Modules, then Intel, and I'm going to create a task and a Set Task State module. Then I'll create a trigger. Now I'll open the task and set the owner as all playable units, as well as give it a title, and even a little description so my players have a little more information about what they're doing. For the first task, I like to set it to created, which means the players have to open their map and select the tasks themselves. They're adults after all. Finally, give the task a kill icon since we'll be killing these dickheads. Now I'll open the set task state and make sure it's on succeeded because I want this task to succeed when the trigger condition is met, which is what I'll set up now. Open the trigger, and for a kill order, the script is !alive, the variable name of the enemy you're going to kill, ampersand, and then again with alive and the other variable name if there's multiple enemies that need killing. In this case, there are 2. So we'll close this and go ahead and name our 2 dickheads D1 and D2, just like we placed in the kill script. Now we'll sync all of these together, and boom, there is our first kill task created. Now we want a second task, but I don't want my players to see it yet. I'll copy and paste the task I just set up and adjust it to suit my next task. In this one, I'll tell my players to destroy this truck after killing those 2 dickheads. What I need to do is give the truck its own variable name. We'll go with T1. Then I need to change the kill script to reflect the truck's name. I'll even change the task icon to destroy. Why not? I'll also set this task as assigned, so once I complete the first task, this task will automatically be assigned to my players. Now what I want to do is hide this task by right-clicking on the second task module and syncing it to the trigger of the first task. What this will do is tell the game that until this first task's trigger is activated, do not create this task at all. Let's hit play and see how it worked. I open the map and go to tasks, and yep, I only have the 1 task right now. Come over here and kill these 2 dickheads. Fuck you and alakablam. Okay, there's that task completed, and the second task has been created and assigned, and I can also now view it on the map under tasks. Beautiful. Apply this same formula over and over however much you want. You don't always need to do kill or destroy tasks either, but let's be honest, that's 99% of what we came into ArmA to do, so don't kid yourself. And there you guys have it. Those are 4 of my tips for Eden Editor and mission making that I've used numerous times. If you guys have any questions on any other types of tips, please comment them down below and I'd be happy to help you if I can, or hop into my Discord and ask away in my questions channel. Lots of folks in there willing to help out when I'm away. I'd like to say a special thank you to my patrons for making it possible for me to continue creating these videos. I'd also like to thank you, the viewer, as always, for liking, subscribing, and commenting, as it helps my channel grow immensely. Thank you all again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.